So today, guys, we're going to be doing something a little different. Today, we're going to be talking about my $45,000 mistake, and it is right here. So stay tuned for that. So the lighting may be pretty bad, but I just want to show you why I actually like this vehicle. Because there's a number of reasons, right? I would have bought it if I didn't like it. So first of all, I love the fact that there's this giant iPad in the middle of the car. It makes everything so much easier. As you can see, I'm actually charging my car right now, right here. And I love the fact that you actually have everything on this display. There are no gauges, there's no extra things to touch, and some people may say like that's a bad thing, but I actually think that that's a really good thing, right? There's no extra gauges, there's nothing special. It's literally what you see is what you get. This giant iPad, your signals, your ability to park, drive, go neutral, all that good stuff. What I also love is the fact that this car makes me feel super safe, especially when I'm driving on the highway or something like that. When I signal, as you can see, my signal by the cameras for the signal, the cameras on the side of the car pop up right on the screen. So it makes driving super easy, super clean. I really do love this car. But when it comes to my financials, this obviously may not be the best decision, or may have not been the best decision when I purchased this car in 2020 or 2022. So let's get into it. So the reason why I wanted to get a new car in the first place is because of the max capacity that my Tesla actually has. And that is only 205 miles. And so when I go to visit, let's just say my family, my mom and my sisters, for instance, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, as some of you may know, but traveling 2.5 hours to Durham, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, the Triangle, is actually quite the challenge. I have to charge right before I leave, and then I have to charge on my way there. And so what I've realized is, even though my max capacity is 205 miles, if I'm traveling 103 miles, it actually turns out to be, as opposed to a real 103, it's more like 190 to 200. So you're almost traveling double what is indicated on, your map to get there, right? If it's saying you have to go 103 miles, then it's going to take 206 miles to get there. And so I was looking at purchasing either a Model S or a Model Y. Like I said, I love the Tesla. I love having an electric vehicle and being able to charge my vehicle, just at my house. But it's very cumbersome, especially when you're using a supercharger, because it takes 30 to 40 minutes to get a full charge. Sometimes it could take 40 minutes to an hour, depending on how many other Teslas are charging. And so I wanted to get another vehicle that had more capacity. But knowing what I know now about my vehicle, I'm actually going to not purchase a new car, and I'm going to pay this car off. And how I'm going to do that, I will discuss at the end of the video. But I do want to talk about one of the big mistakes that I made when purchasing this car, which was going to a dealer, as opposed to purchasing a Tesla independently from, somebody just selling their used Tesla. Typically, you're going to get a better price when you purchase a car through an independent person or an independent dealer as opposed to a dealership. I unfortunately went to CarMax. Now, the positives of going to CarMax is that they have Carfaxes and they do their due diligence, but the negative is the price. And so I do want to push, depending on where you go, if you do go with an independent dealer, make sure you do your due diligence. But if you go with CarMax or any other large dealership, go with a good price. And I actually got my car, I actually was able to put a lot down on my car. I took the positive equity out of my other vehicle and put it into this one. And that was because before I had bought from an independent dealer in Florida. And so one thing that I cannot stress more is make sure that you're getting a good deal on your car, because that transfer of equity, if any at all, is going to be very important, especially if you are buying a vehicle that you're going to have to take a loan out on. So I just want to be clear about that. Now, getting into what I'm going to do to buy my car off is super simple. I'm going to just pay it. I'm just going to pay it down. But one tactic that I use, and I talk about it in another one of my videos, is leveraging a loan on my 401k. Now, what this does, and some people may be entrepreneurs, some people may not be, you can always, even if you do have your retirement account, you can always leverage a loan out on your retirement account to do this. If you do have a loan through your employer, then you are going to have a tighter timeline in paying that loan back. And also, if you leave the company, you are going to have to pay the loan back in full. So be very careful when you, or if you decide to use this tactic. But I use this in paying my student loans off, and I'm going to use this at the end of the year to pay my car off as well. And the positive about this is I'm not paying the bank interest, I'm paying myself interest into my actual retirement account. And so now I'm just going to be avoiding interest. I have a 6-year loan on this vehicle. My car payment at $45,000, I believe my interest rate is around 5 to 6%. I am paying roughly $500 a month, maybe a little over. And so not bad. I was able to take $10,000 of positive equity from my old vehicle and put it into this. The sticker price was $45,000. I'm paying on a $35,000 loan, which I know a lot of people are actually paying a lot more money on their vehicles. And the whole reason why I bought this Tesla in the first place was, again, I wanted an electric vehicle, but also at the time I was getting a good price for my car, and it was so hard to get a new Tesla. This was pandemic / almost post-pandemic. And so supply chains were weak, and unfortunately, it was just really challenging to get a new Tesla, even though it was almost the same price as a used Tesla. And so even new Teslas that would have been new then, but used now, are around the same price as my car, which is so unfortunate. And it also doesn't help that Elon dropped the price of new Teslas. That just destroyed the Tesla car market. And so I do want to say this may be an isolated incident, but I feel like it is not. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. And I hope that everyone is making the best decisions when it comes to purchasing assets, especially quickly depreciating assets. And so feel free to reach out if you have any problems or any questions about purchasing a car, specifically a Tesla. If you have any questions, shoot me an email or drop a comment below. But other than that, I hope you have an amazing day and tune in for the next one. I'll see you then.